The WNBA, the fucking WNBA. Somehow this fucking league has become fucking politicized. And I hate to use the word politicized because none of this shit is political. I don't even know why we like to use that, throw that word in. You know what I'm saying? When we're talking about certain shit, but too much fucking conversation talking about race though with this shit. And again, it's like these conservatives, especially these white male conservatives, well, really all of them. They just, it seems like they've been waiting on this shit. And it's like, who the fuck cares about the WNBA? These fucking lying ass narratives and shit. You listen to these motherfuckers like Benny Johnson, Laura Ingraham, and all these motherfuckers talking about race all day long. Dan, whatever the fuck his name is. It's like, dude, stop fucking talking about 2020. Jesus fucking Christ. These people really want to say that black people are the biggest problem in this country. These people are fucking dog whistling. Jesus fucking Christ. This situation has nothing to do with fucking race. They keep telling you that these black girls in the fucking league, they'll throw lesbian in there to kind of soften it down because that's the real issue. But they want to talk about race. So they always make sure to call them black lesbians. They want to just say black. You know what I'm saying? But they want you to believe that this fucking Sophie Cunningham and Caitlin Clark are being targeted, attacked, fucking, just because they're white. You know what I'm saying? They don't even have the decency to say just because of their conservative beliefs. They want you to believe it's because they're white girls. Again, the WNBA is nothing like the NBA, where the league has been dominated by the black players basically since its existence. Yes, you've had the Larry Birds and the Chris Mullins and all these other motherfuckers that are fucking legends, but the WNBA is not like that. You know what I'm saying? The NBA, you got the top 10 fucking players, like 9 of the 10 players are probably going to be black, if not all of them, if you ask a consensus of fucking fans. Whereas in the WNBA, if you know that sport, you know that league, you know, even on the college level, you know that when it comes to women's basketball, the black females are not the best players typically. We've known this for years. We've all seen this shit. You know what I'm saying? There's some that may get a lot of news, and every now and again you have your Brittany Grinders who come in the league and they're supposed to be the next big thing. Asia Wilson, and again, I don't think she was a big star coming into the league. She kind of earned her way into that position that she's in now. But for the majority of this league's existence, the best players, I would say, if you said who's been the 10 best players in the WNBA's history so far, I would say they're probably going to say half of them are white chicks. This league had no racial problem. It had a financial problem. There was never a racial problem in this league. It was this lesbian female league off to the side. Yes, the majority of the players were black because we're the fucking most athletic people in this country. Jesus fucking Christ, calm the fuck down. This league never had a problem with race. The only reason why that shit is being fucking thrown out here in the forefront now is the same reason why you saw them doing, just like the NFL and the NBA, the same shit you saw in 2020. They saw that shit was effective. They saw that shit will rile up the conservatives, and then they use that shit to get their policies across. That's their playbook. They've been doing this shit for the last really 50, 60 years. Well, they know that as long as we fucking keep race on these minorities' mind, especially black people, we will always have them. Even though they don't vote, we still need that imagery, those optics, because we manipulate that vote, whether it be by physically fucking cheating, literally cheating, or whatever the fuck we're doing. But for whatever reason, they need the optics of Black America. I don't know why. I don't know if it's a cultural thing or what, but that's their playbook. They've been running this play the entire time. So of course they're gonna rile those black lesbians up on the fucking court to get them to fucking start wearing Black Lives. They could have worn that shit the year before, or the year before that, or the year before that. They could have wore that shit in the 90s. Them niggas in the NBA could have been doing that shit. None of them niggas was doing that shit. And there's been all kind of racial incidents in this country. Most of them you didn't even know about because the major white news, the major liberal white platforms chose not to go run those stories. That same week that all that George Floyd shit happened, there was so many more stories going on in the country that should have gotten more attention that did not, because for whatever reason, they knew that story needed to be pushed. And they knew that would ignite a problem in this country. Now, I don't think they thought that it would go this far and it would damage them this far. That's why Trump's president. Charlottesville is what made Trump president. A situation that should have just came and gone, and these white liberals overplayed the race card, and it backfired, and it changed their entire plan. You know what I'm saying? Once Trump became the only politician on that stage talking about, well, there was good people on both sides, that killed everything. Before that, he was just another politician, another rich guy who was running for president on the end of the stage. All these people talking about this was planned from the start, and he had this slow backing behind him and all. Nobody was giving a fuck about Trump. Yeah, they're going to always have their small percentage of supporters, but nobody thought he was going to win the presidency until that Charlottesville situation. And again, this is a situation that was only ignited because let them protest in the street. Why are you counter protesting? If you're CNN, why are you picking MSNBC? Why are you picking up these local news stories in fucking Cornbread, South Carolina or Mississippi? Who the fuck cares? You're bigger than that. You can't do that. They were doing that shit intentionally because they knew it would get emotions high. They overplayed that shit. Now we're in this fuckery that we all see today. And again, it worked with these white conservatives because again, all they're doing now is reacting to 2020. That's all they're doing. There is no, I don't care what they talk about. They can be talking about fucking cornhole. They're going to fucking talk about 2020 and George Floyd somehow. The exact strategy that the white liberal, the velvet, wanted to run, that shit worked. And that shit just bled into fucking everything. So every movie we saw, we had to be bombarded with that shit. The sports leagues, the fucking, the fucking politics, the school, everything in our life, we was bombarded with that shit. And it was just people trying to spite each other. Black people wasn't asking for that shit. We don't have the power to manipulate the major news platforms like that. We did, even though we are the majority of the players, we've never been able to control the leagues like that. David Stern was a fucking monster and a fucking, not in a bad way, but I'm just saying everybody knows he was a heavy hand over that league. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of those players will go back and talk fondly of him now. You know what I'm saying? So all this shit you see now, oh, it's a players league now. And I know it's not. This stuff is intentional. The people in charge do not like each other, and they are just doing things to spite each other. The WNBA is just another reflection of that. The people that control that league, the people who really control the league, know what they possess. They are using that shit as a weapon. They know that them ugly ass black lesbians are going to be mad when they wake up. You know what I'm saying? So if you throw anything racial in their face, despite them being around white people all fucking day, all their fucking money handling, all their fucking investments, because that's all they do. They're not business people. None of these black athletes. They're all investors. You know what I'm saying? All of these motherfuckers are working around white people. Black people are not racist like that. So how dare these motherfuckers use that shit on the right to justify the fucking racism and hate coming from their fucking side when they know that if we got a hold of the people that are in charge, whether it be the Democratic Party, the NBA, the WNBA, Hollywood, everything, if we can somehow get these fucking perverted white liberals out of the way, everything will fall into place. Everything else will fall back into place. It may take some time, but you will slowly see that shit just kind of like start to rebalance and fucking normalize. We'll get out of this fucking bizarro world because everything is being manipulated now. Like I said, online is completely fucked. It's completely fucked. You know what I'm saying? Like they're censoring speech. The people we should be hearing from, we are not hearing from them. You are not hearing from the people you should be hearing from. Everything from the media we consume, everything is being manipulated and controlled. Everything. Even these sports leagues. This is not, the WNBA has nothing to do with race. And how dare these fucking dirty ass motherfuckers keep talking about race when they talk about this league, when they know this is just another weapon for the fucking velvet. These white gays who are using race as their main weapon. They've been doing it since fucking Bush left office as their main strategy. I don't know. I don't know why. I don't know who's at the top. I've been trying to figure that shit out, but gotta stop. Gotta stop with these fucking conversations about race, unless that's what it's going to be about. If that's what it's going to be about, then All I would say is niggas strap up. Cause these cowards are out here fucking on some other shit. And to everybody else, fuck y'all. Y'all need to wake the fuck up. This shit is not a game. Get your head out your ass.